What is up, you blue-collar knife nuts? This is Justin for Blue Collar Survival again, and it's time for another review. If you're new to my channel and you're looking for that best bang for your buck in knife and gear, hit that subscribe button down below. Alright guys, so today I'll be doing the Spyderco Roadie, which I've been eyeballing for a very long time, just have never pulled the trigger, and I got an opportunity to make a trade last week, so I traded Mr. BJ Hill my Great Eastern Cutlery Bullnose for the Spyderco Roadie. Both parties are happy, and I want to say thank you to BJ. So, this is a knife that was designed by Spyderco in 2013. There was a bill trying to be passed to allow knives back onto airline. They just had to meet certain specifications, so Spyderco designed the Roadie, a non-locking blade. It doesn't have a point, and Yobagoya thinks she needs to be in the video. Anyway, so they created this knife in 2013 when they announced that. Well, unfortunately, that did not pass, but we still got this amazing knife, and I've only had it for a couple days, and I have to say, though, it's very, very practical. Because I kept thinking to myself as I wanted this knife, it was so small and it's a slip joint, I'm like, you know, what do I really want this knife for? Well, it turned out I've been using it a lot. It is great at cutting cardboard. I mean, no issue with it. So, no issue with that. It's got a nice little blade shape. I'll throw all the specs up on the screen here. It does come in red, black, gray, orange, and blue. It's running $51.97 on Blade HQ. It's also the same on Knife Center. You could probably find them cheaper on eBay or Amazon possibly. I guess I didn't check. But I will put a link in the description to the Blade HQ for this knife here. Overall, it's a really good little knife. I mean, it is very small, and I was telling my wife when I was talking about it, I was like, this would actually be a really good knife as like your kid's first knife. And let's go ahead and get some size comparisons when we're talking about that. But good knife for your kid's first knife. That's the Kershaw Leak. We got the R2D2. It's a non-locking. You know, that's the one thing. Kids kind of, they like to try to stab stuff with a knife, and you just have to teach them. You know, if you educate your children on stuff like that, it'll be fine. And I knew it was going to get swamped with this zero tolerance, and of course, a Bic lighter. And it's about the same size as a Bic lighter. This has the Bohr N690 CO. CO is for cobalt. Cobalt is a element that is added in that actually enhances some of the other elements. I believe it helps with the vanadium and the chromium. This is a highly corrosion resistant knife. This is a good knife if you're doing stuff on a boat in the ocean or even in fresh water. If you live in a real humid area, you live in the swamp, tropical, stuff like that, this is a very good knife for that. It's got a high corrosion resistance. It's actually got, it's compared to right around 440C or VG10. It actually has a better edge retention than the both of those do. I don't remember if I said this already, but I'll put the specs up here. Let's see if I said it twice. I'll figure it out in editing. But it has a better edge retention, and it has a finer grain in the steel, so you can actually put a finer edge on it. That's one of the big pros for the 690 is it has you can put a real fine edge on it. Get a nice look. And this is just a neat little blade. You know, you got your sheep's foot, and this, I like this dimple. This is a nice little innovation instead of the nail nick. You know, the nail nick gets gunk in it and stuff like that, and it's also a hot spot for corrosion, but with the blade like this, you don't have to worry about it. I would say for the retention strength on opening, it's probably about a 5. It's not real strong. It's really maybe even a 4 on it. Closing, I would say maybe a 5. The one real nice thing that they did was this finger choil down here. It's a safety thing to try to help you from closing it on yourself. Of course, Spyderco's got to throw their Spidey hole in it, and I am not a Spyderco fan. This is my first Spyderco. I'm just not a Spyderco fan. There is several models I like. I'm just not a huge fan of the leaf blade, but I really do like this one. And like I said, I've been using it for a lot of stuff, mainly just cutting up stuff, opening mail. And it's razor sharp. Here, I've already done a spot there, but I guess for you guys, no problem. Thing is razor sharp, holds a great edge. For the price, you know, it is a little high. $51 for a knife of this size if you feel that it's impractical for you. Like I said, I've been using it a lot. It fits in your watch pocket or coin pocket, whatever you want to call it, in your jeans. It's got, overall, it's almost a 3-inch blade, but it's about 1 3/4 inch cutting, or that's not right. Yeah, it is 1 3/4, and then yeah. Oh, I think I wrote it down wrong. Just over 2-inch blade. I wrote that down wrong. I was looking at it then like, why did I say 2.99? That's not even close. But pretty decent blade stock on it as well. You got your FRN handle, just pins in the back, adjustable pivot, and this one is a little bit off, not a big deal. I haven't noticed any, I know on some slip joints with the racking on the back, it's not doing any of that. Overall, it's a great knife, and I would definitely recommend a lanyard on it, especially if you have larger hands, just to give you that extra hold on. So a lanyard would be highly recommended. I believe this is made in Italy, I believe. Yeah. It's a beautiful knife. It is an absolutely beautiful knife. Like I said, I couldn't figure out what I wanted it for, but it's been very practical. I've talked to a lot of guys. They say the same thing. It's very practical. A lot of them just carry it in their watch pockets and stuff like that, and yeah, use it for most little tasks. It only weighs an ounce. I mean, the thing is lightweight, and it's just a neat little knife. But I think this would be a great knife for your kid's first knife. So any of you guys out there have kids that you're wanting to get into the knife stuff, you know, my dad, he was a military guy, so it was always, you know, be prepared, and he taught me to use knives as tools and stuff like that. So everybody should educate their children and stuff like that. That's just things that need to be known that aren't being taught as much anymore. Nobody really wants to teach the necessities. A lot of it, they're like, just look on the internet or watch TV, or somebody else will tell you. You know, parents need to be a little more hands-on with their kids. I miss the days of, you know, my dad showing me how to start fires with feather sticks, and, you know, teaching me all the different methods of fishing and just all that stuff. I mean, when I was very fortunate that my father taught me all that, and I just wish more families nowadays would do that. I think the world would be a little better place if the parents would just be a little more hands-on. I know you could be like, well, you don't have any kids, you don't understand the time and effort, and that is true, I don't have any kids, but I do wish that parents would be a little more hands-on with their kids nowadays. I know there is some, but there just needs to be more. Alright guys, this is a really excellent knife. I'm definitely giving it 2 thumbs up. Highly recommend it. I can't find any real cons on it. I mean, the handle's kind of slippery, but this is not a knife that you're going to be using real hard, so you don't need, and you don't need it to be grippy. You can get your hand all the way around the thing, no problem. I mean, my medium-sized hands, I can choke up on that, and I can still, you know, you can see that I got a little bit of handle there, but, you know, like I said, if you have larger hands, definitely a lanyard would come in handy. And I was also telling my wife, this would be a good knife if you're a farmer. I work on a farm, and I think this would be, some people are going to probably be grotesque by this, but this would be a good castrating blade. It is something that is necessary in the farm world. If you like steak, and if you like bacon and pork chops and stuff like that, then you wouldn't complain about castration. So I'm just saying, this would be a great farm knife, and it's got other things that would work great on the farm. I thought about taking it to work, but With the way our barns are set up, I would hate to drop a $50 knife in the pit. I carry a Ozark Trail knife at work. I figure if I drop a $4 knife in the pit, I'll just get another one. I just sharpen it all the time. I'll sharpen it till the blade wears down. Alright guys, well I've been babbling long enough. This is Justin from Blue Collar Survival. Highly recommend this little knife. You guys be safe.